Okay, let's talk about spring. So spring, winter, we're in this cozy, hibernating kind of fallow time, resting, and then spring comes, and there's all this energy, this vibrancy, and excitement, and it's very erratic because we're going between this lethargic energy and this effervescence, and we're a little bit like a ping pong ball bouncing around in a box. It's very erratic, but it's it's something we need to work with. And our moods, I don't know if you've noticed, but moods shift. They sway from one thing to another, and then we're doing something active, and then we're doing something slow, and I think I'm going to do something slow, but I end up doing something fast. It's just, there's so much unpredictability, and thankfully yoga can help us with this, because what that energy is looking for is space. It wants out of the cave, so we need space, and once we create space, there will be opportunity for flow to happen again, and it won't look so erratic. So this is a time when we want to work on lengthening, rooting down through the earth and lengthening. It's also a time for expanding, finding space in our body through breathing practices, through twists. Yeah, and twist makes me think about liver, because spring is hard time for liver because there's so much energy and there's a lot to process and filter. So twists are nice for the liver. And our balancing postures also, because we can get rooted into the earth and have our eyes open, and to have that sense of vision and direction, like where are we going. Balance postures also, they ground us in this chaos so that we can be alert to the shifting winds of spring. So we're untethering from that sleepy, cozy, contained energy of winter, and we're helping our body deal with this and aligning with the flow and the fluidity and the spaciousness of spring. It's also a time for the water element. I just talked about the air element and space, but it's also about water element and our joints. So we don't want stagnation in the body. When there's stagnation and the fluids aren't flowing in our body, we can have joint pain, allergies, weight gain, congestion, edema. So again, this is the time we want to get the fluids moving in our body also. So that's what we're going to be focusing on as well, and getting the blood flowing as well. Okay, so I think that's enough chat about the spring, but does that give you a sense of what we're dealing with here? It's not just, and thankfully, it's just a little bit of change every single day. It's not like a light switch that goes on and off, although some days it kind of feels like, wow, what's going on? It's like, oh, it's spring. Okay. All right, so I'm going to have us start standing. And let's just do a little waking up of our joints. So just feet hip width apart. We'll do some hip circles. And so again, some of the fluids in our body, we've got synovial fluid in our joints. We have the lymphatic fluids for our immune system. Go the other direction. We have the cerebrospinal fluid that nourishes our brains. And then let's do some knee circles. And then, of course, there's the fluid in our digestive system, saliva, tears. Okay, and come on up. And let's do some elbow circles. Get our shoulders mobilized. And go the other way. And then some wrist circles where we're kind of starting with the pinky and rolling each finger in. And going the other way. And then we're going to do this practice. This is actually a Qigong practice. I think they're called diamond circles. And we'll start with arms overhead. Let's see, get my palms in here, or I'll just turn my camera up a little bit. Palms facing forward. And you're going to keep the palms facing forward. Maybe watch first time. So I'm going to go in a circle, palms facing forward, and I'm getting a little lengthening through the side body. And then at the bottom, there's a little twist. So like you've got a ball of energy, you're twisting, and then palms face forward again, and we come to the top. We're just going to do a few circles. So can we try that? Get gallery view so I can see everybody here. Okay, so up at the top, palms facing forward. So it's not so much a bend this way, but there is a lengthening. There's a bend. At the bottom, twist and come back up, palms face forward. Inhale and exhale. Inhale as you twist and exhale, coming up. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, and maybe we can inhale all the way up and exhale. Just get a flow of breath. However it flows naturally. And come up to the top. And now we're going to go the other way. So palms forward, exhaling, spiraling, inhaling up the other way. Try that. And exhaling down, spiral, and inhale. Reach up. Nice lengthen the side bodies. Press down to rise up. One more. And come on up. Okay, so we start at the bottom. And we spiral at the top. There we go. And then palms face behind us and we come down. Palms behind. Spiral at the top. That's it. Lengthen. Twist. And coming down. Palms are facing away. Good. Okay, and then we'll let that go. And just give yourself a moment there. Rooting down, eyes open. And just gazing out into the distance, or have that sense of panoramic awareness out to the horizon. All right, very good. Okay, now we're going to get on to, do you have a block? If you have a block, we could use a block. If you don't have a block, it's fine. I'll show you where we're going. You just need one. And so we'll start in constructed rest pose, feet on the floor, and just put the block on your chest and cross your arms. If you don't have a block, just hold your elbows. And keep the hips where they are, but look to the left, roll to the left. And then back to center, head goes to the right, roll to the right. Again, we're just mobilizing ribs here a little bit, the neck. Let your eyes look down to the floor by your shoulder. Yep, that's it. You got it. Try to keep your hips down. So the hips stay on the ground. Hips stay on the ground. You're just twisting shoulders best you can. Okay. All right. So we'll stop there. And then we'll do a yoga sit up. So take the block away, head behind, hands behind the head. Exhale, lighten the feet, lift the elbows, lift your head up. Take a breath and come down. And again, coming up, lighten the feet so that belly is moving towards the spine and come down. This time, let's bring the right knee and the left knee over the hips like dead bug. Lift the elbows and look up. Yoga sit up from this position and come down. And one more like that. And this time we'll take the, come up, right elbow to left knee, and you can extend the opposite leg for bicycle. Come back and go left elbow to right knee and return. And if this is too much on back, you could certainly do this with one leg on the floor. So either way, this way or the other, and come down and rest. Okay, that's our wake up for our core. And let's do prone mountain from here. So come onto your belly. Hands by your ribs. Nose and chin just lightly lifted from the floor. Extend to your toes and the crown of your head. Elbows are wide. And inhale into the upper back as you lift. Just a couple of inches. And exhale, come down. And another one like that, coming up. Feel that broadness across your upper back. The broadness of the collarbones. Exhaling to knit the ribs. And come down, make a pillow and rest. Let's bend the knees. We'll do a little windshield wipers. And then press up to table pose. So we want to find that same action. Oops. We want to find that same action of prone mountain in the upper back as we just that we just did, and find that in table pose. So think about elbows bending a little bit, broaden your collarbones, and rather than letting the belly sag, knit the ribs. So hip crest lift, lower ribs tuck in, broadening the collarbones. Good. So from here, step back with your left foot and step back with your right foot. If you, for plank, if you want, your knees could be down. Knees up if they're up. Take your left foot out to the side. And now take your right foot out to the side. Wide leg plank. And come into downward facing dog. Look back into that space, vast space behind you. Let your head go. And then bring your feet together. Roll into plank one more time. And up to down dog. And step forward for gorilla. Lengthening the spine, creating space from tailbone to the crown of your head. Exhale completely here. Inhale and exhale, forward fold. Take a few breaths here. And sweep the arms up all the way. And I'll get my camera reoriented. Okay. Very good. Okay, let's do a little psoas walk, something familiar. Take that right foot back and spring back and forth. Maybe I'll go this way. Spring. I am so in spring energy right now. Okay. Hip crest lift, lower ribs drop, base of the skull lifting. And next time you're up on the back heel, pause as you bend the front knee. Stay tall as you drop the back heel straight back and down, best you can. And we'll take the arms overhead. And then option, take your head back behind you a bit with your chest. Yep. Arms reach up even longer. So we're lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. And maybe bring the hands closer together. They may touch, they may not touch. So rooting down through the feet, lengthening through the fingertips. And there's that knitting of the ribs, best you can. Good. Hands to heart. Projected lunge. So square the hips. That left hip draws back. Lengthening. And then if you'd like, come onto the back toes. And maybe a warrior three balance. Rooting down. Press to the back heel, the crown of your head. And then come back down to back foot down, projected lunge. Come up, step forward, sweep the arms up, lengthen, 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 forward fold. Gorilla pose. Lengthen and fold. And rise up all the way. And let's come into chair pose. Lifting the left heel, maybe the left foot. Come down and the other foot. Lifting and lowering. One more time each side. Down, right foot. Down, root down, lengthen from tailbone to fingertips, create space. Exhale completely. And then inhale, root down to rise up. And back down. Very good. Okay. Let's go with that left foot back. I guess I'll go this way. And same thing, springing off the back heel. So all the actions from the back heel, balls of the foot, the hips come forward with that, and the whole upper body just comes for the ride. Lifting the hip crests and lengthening the base of your skull. Good. And next time you're up on the back heel, pause, bend the front knee, and reach back and take the arms overhead. Root down, lifting up. Those shoulder blades can lift a little more as you take the head back, gazing upwards, perhaps, and even bringing the hands closer together. Hip crest lift. Root down. Reach up. Lengthen, lengthen. Hands to your heart. Projected lunge. Square the hips. Root down through that standing leg. Come onto the back toes. You can stay right here or lift the back leg. Balanced postures help us get rooted into the earth, help to focus our vision and stay alert to the shifting, swaying changes of the winds of spring. Back foot down. Projected lunge. Come up and step forward. Sweep the arms up and forward fold. Gorilla pose. Forward fold. And come all the way back up. And hands to your side. Perfect. Okay, give that a moment. Okay, so now we're going to do a series, not too far different from what we've done, but a little different. So I'm going to take this in stages. We're just going to do a little piece at a time and build onto it. So first step will be hands at heart. You could watch this first. I'm going to pick up that right foot and tip forward a little bit and step way back for a lunge. It could be a little bit or a lot. And then I'm going to press off the back foot and step forward. Okay? And then we're going to do the other side. So, hands at your heart. Root down through the left foot, lift your right heel. The right foot lifts. Tip forward as you reach back through that right foot and come to a landing spot. Stand up here. Well, be here and lift the chest. Torso forward. Press off the back foot and come down. Great. Other side. Root down through the right foot. Lift the left heel, the left foot, and then start to tip forward. That front knee bends a little bit. Step back. Come up into this lunge pose. Lift the hip crest. Projected lunge. Press off the back foot. Come back to a balance. Good. So let's do this one more time on each side. Lifting right foot. Tipping, reaching back. Coming up to warrior one here. Projected lunge. Press off the back foot. Balance a moment. Step down. Left foot. Reach back. Chest lift. Projected lunge. Press off the back foot. Balance. And foot down. Okay. Now we're going to add the arms in this a little bit. So we'll lift the right foot. Same thing, step back. Projected lunge, come up and take the arms overhead. Root down to rise up. Lift the hip crest. Hands to heart. Projected lunge. Press off the back foot, come into a balance and step down. Left foot lift. Tip and reach back. Chest lifts, arm lifts, root down, lift up, creating length and space. Hands to your heart, projected lunge. Press off the back foot to a balance and come down. Okay. Let's see, I have another option here. Yes. Okay, let's do one more of those. I have to look at my sequence I've got here for us. Oh, yes. Okay. So now a little something different. Hands to heart. We're going to add some bending of the knees. All right. Right foot lifts. Step back. Unbend the front knee. So both legs straight and both knees bent. Both knees straight. Both knees bent. And one more. And spring forward. There we go. Other foot. Left foot lift. Step back. Unbend the front knee. Both knees bend. Okay. Good. One more here. Okay. Both knees unbent. Let's bend the front knee. Projected lunge. Come out of this a little more gracefully. Press down, press off. Come up. Okay, good. Let's do a little sun salutation coming up. Exhale, forward fold. Gorilla pose. Forward fold. Let's do a down dog. Step back for down dog. Bend one knee and then the other. Just lengthen the back of your legs. Both knees bent and reach your hips further back and up. Lengthen from that tailbone to the crown of your head. Push the floor away. And step forward for gorilla pose. And a forward fold. And rise up. And hands to your side. Good. Take a moment here. Close the eyes. We've moved in a lot of different directions here. Okay. Okay. Okay, let's see. All right, let's take the arms up and a forward fold. One more gorilla, forward fold, come into chair pose. Reach down to rise up and hands to your side. And then we'll lengthen our side bodies in side angles. So take a nice wide stance. Left heel turns out, right toes forward. Bend the front knee, turn the torso, and tip. Keep this hip in, either hand on your thigh or the forearm, or maybe you go down further to a block or the floor. But keep the long line and sweep the arm in line with your spine and back leg. Externally rotate that arm, so palm faces behind you, thumb up. And then roll the heart open, pressing that front knee away. Look up underneath your arm. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Don't let that lower ribs collapse. Stay lifted. Upper hand back to your hip. Look down. Press down to rise up. And bring the feet together for a moment. And just notice what got lengthened there, what got energized. Let's even that out. So we'll go wide, right heel out, left toes forward, bend, turn, keep the knee towards that fourth toe, and then bend the knee a little more as you tip. Keep the heart facing forward and sweep the arm up, reaching out of the lateral edge of the back foot, pinky to heel, back foot, and lengthen all the way up your leg, your hip, spine, your arm through the fingertips with the palm facing away from you, thumb up. Roll the heart open and lengthen 1% more. And look down. Hand back to your hip. Press down to rise up. And let's do a wide leg forward fold. So both feet facing forward, hands on the hips as you lengthen and fold forward. You could take hands to the floor, to your shins. And again, for osteoporosis, you may want to keep a long spine, hands on your shins, pressing shins and hands into each other, broadening the collarbones. And then perhaps letting the head go, rounding as you feel appropriate. And then let's bend the right knee, walk over to the right, lengthening the inner left leg. And come back to center and go the other way. Back to center. One more each side there. Breathe. And to center. Hands either on your thighs to support your low back or hands on your hips for internal strength as you rise up. And bring feet together. All right. We'll sweep the arms up overhead, integrating breath. Palms face down. Little softness in the knees and shoulders, looking down. And come on up, bringing that earth energy up to meet the sky and showering yourself with this spring energy, front body and back body. And one more time. Nice, gentle energy. And then just standing here. Very good. Okay. Let's make our way to the floor. So we'll sweep the arms up. We'll do a down dog here. Forward fold. Gorilla. Forward fold. Step back for down dog. Lengthen. Plank pose with knees down or up. Knees down. And take a child's pose here. Hands back by your feet. Forehead resting down. And press down through your shins as you rise up to kneeling with your arms overhead. And back down. Two more. Nice back bend and forward fold. One more. And then come up, turn yourself around. We'll be on our back now. If you have your block, have a block handy. Okay. All right. So constructed rest pose. Okay. Palms down by your hips. Feet hip width apart. Press down through your feet, your arms and shoulders as you lift the hips up. Hip crest lift, lower ribs drop, and then come down. And we'll do a dynamic bridge now. As you lift up into bridge, take your arms up overhead and then into the space behind you. And as you exhale, come back down, arms down, hips down. Okay. Pressing up to bridge, arms up and overhead. Inhaling and exhale, come down. A few more times like that. And last time, come down and rest. And constructed rest pose. Draw your knees towards your chest and roll side to side. And then feet on the floor. Hug the right knee in and extend the right leg up. Support this leg with your hands behind the leg. And we'll do some ankle circles. Going the other way. And then press the heel up. Point the toes. Ankle pointing. Press the heel up and point the toes. If you like, you could extend the left leg long. Good. See if that makes any difference there. And then let's take this left arm off to the side and guide the right leg out. Mostly straight. And you could look the other way, the opposite way. Hand and leg press into each other. And bring that leg back to center. We'll cross the midline. Right arm off to the side, looking to the right as the right leg crosses to the left. Just a little. And towards you, just a smidge. And back to center. Hug the leg in. Not forcing anything, but just supporting the right leg going as much as it likes to go towards you. Thank you, leg. Bend the knee, extend the leg long. And just notice if you have a little more length there, a little more space in that leg, in the whole side body. And let's do the second side. We'll hug the left knee in. Again, if you want the right knee bent with the foot on the floor, that might be nice for your back. And extend the left leg up, supporting it with your hands. Collarbones relaxed, jaw relaxed as you do some ankle circles. And going the other way. And then some ankle pointing, pressing the heel up and pointing the toes. And then right arm off to the side as you guide this left leg out to the left. Keep the right hip grounded. Broadness across the collarbones, breathing. Hand and leg pressing into one another gently. And bring that leg back up to center. We'll cross the midline going the other way. You could look to the left. And back to center. One more tug towards you. And bend the knee, extend the leg long, and just rest here for a few moments. All right. And then draw the knees towards the chest and go in circles around your hips. And go the other direction. And then let's take our whole roll to the right for a twist. Send the arms out and sweep that upper arm across your chest. Let the elbow drop. And maybe the hand would extend all the way out as well, if that's comfortable. Looking to the left. Twists are really nice for the liver, although the liver right now is more on the right side. Really, it's a huge organ. Few more deep breaths here. Okay. And bring that arm back to the right and windmill over to the second side. Knees close to the chest to lengthen the back line of fascia, and we'll open up the second side, looking to the right. So the liver, huge organ, right side underneath the ribs. So picture your ribs, the center where they connect at the sternum. They go around the side body all the way to the back body behind the sternum on the spine. And below that, that space is mostly filled by your liver. Liver even crosses a little bit past the midline towards the left. It's in the back body under the ribs and the front body. Just shine your light of awareness on your liver. Send it some love and gratitude for filtering out all the things we don't need in our body. Thank you, liver, for all you do. Over 100 functions. I don't even know. And then come on back. Roll onto your back And if there's any other movement you might like, maybe a happy baby, anything else, just get ready for Shavasana. If there's some other pose that's calling you, feel free to do that as well. You might like a figure four or something, or just settle in. Let the earth part of your body meet the earth, allowing bones to drop down, settling, teeth and jaw, your skull, shoulders, hips, legs, and the water element, muscles, the circulatory system, the organs of digestion. Let them just spread like water out to the horizon, seeping into the earth. The tuning briefly to the fire element, your heart, the warmth in your body. And the air element, tuning to your breath, receiving the gift of oxygen from trees and plants, and releasing carbon back to them. Let your exhale naturally lengthen. Earth, water, fire, air. You are all of these elements. Everything on this earth is made up of those elements. We are not separate. We are nature. We are earth. And we are water. The saliva, the moisture in the eyes, the moisture on our skin. We are water. We are fire. Energy. Move. The beating of our heart. We are air. And supporting all of that is space. Space between cells, bones, muscles. Space between us here on the earth. And the space of awareness. Awareness as space. A little wisdom from Brother David Steindl Rast called A Grateful Day. You think this is just another day in your life? It's not just another day. It's the one day that is given to you today. It's a gift. It's the only gift that you have right now. And the only appropriate response is gratefulness. If you learn to respond as if it were the first day in your life and the very last day, then you will have spent this day very well. Take a deeper breath, aware of the inhale and aware of the exhale. And invite a little movement to fingers, toes, maybe reaching arms up overhead and tugging on our wrists, taking them back behind you if that feels good. Yeah, just a stretch. And then make your way back up to sitting. And hands on your heart. Appreciating your effort to be here today, to nourish your well-being so that you may be present and full of this beautiful gift of life for others that you could share your joy, your gifts. May we all live in harmony and in peace. And maybe together we can just give the world a big, giant hug right now. All of us reaching out around the world, holding hands, giving it a big hug. Thank you. Namaste.